not really the way to go. If we get rid of the food, we just can't live there. Now, I tell those people that are going to go out in the backyard and knock these guys on the head and actually, I've got a couple of tips for you. The brown snake on a warm day, like it's going to be later on this afternoon, they can throw themselves around about twice the amount of length. So if you've got a 6-foot brown snake in the backyard, you're going to knock him on the head with a shovel, do yourself a big favour. Take a shovel with a 12-foot handle. Because anything shorter than that, really, and you get close enough for that in mind next time you do see a snake in the backyard. Now, I understand and I appreciate that snakes in and around the house, particularly when you've got younger kids, are a problem, and they need to be removed. But there are other ways other than knocking them on the head. But they are a good part of our ecosystem, and they do keep the numbers of mice down. And that will stay out of our way if we give them an option. Now, by understanding a little bit more about our snakes also help us avoid being bitten by snakes. I know that the 2 brown snakes in here are far too small to bite through my boots. In fact, most brown snakes in Australia don't have the fang length to go through a good solid pair of boots. They don't have the strength in the jaws. Because brown snakes have fangs that on average are around about 2 to 4 millimetres long. They're a very, very small fang snake. There's only 2 snakes in Australia that perhaps bite me through these boots. One of those is the death adder, and the other one's the taipan. Now you may find death adders around this area, but they're very, very secretive, very cryptic, and they don't move far at all. People don't generally come into contact with them, and you're certainly not going to get taipans down this area. It's not your bag. Now they might be able to bite me on the leg, but wearing a good pair of jeans actually also helps protect me because they don't inject it. When a snake in Australia, a venomous snake, bites you, the venom actually dribbles out of the gum. There's a small hole in the gum. They dribble a little bit of venom out of the gum, and it runs down a groove in the fang, and then into you. So if it was a bite through a pair of jeans, my jeans would actually absorb quite a lot of the venom before it got to my skin. So some good common sense clothing is a good thing to do if you are out in areas where you expect to find snakes. Now last year alone, 3,000 people thereabouts were bitten by snakes, and around about 2,000 of them were bitten by brown snakes. They're responsible for more snake bite and more snake bite death in Australia than any other snake. 4 people last year died from brown. Eventually, he's going to get annoyed with me and either strike or turn around and run away. But by standing still around these guys, they're really not interested. And as I say, they do lose interest very, very quickly. They've got a very short span of attention, around about 30 to 60 seconds. Mind you, it's a fairly long 30 seconds when you're standing with a brown snake. It is a technique that does work. People often say, I've wet my pants if that happens.
I'd like one of them for myself.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah, green sweet might be one that might, that sort of yak and gulling size. Salt shake is another one. We've got to actually go into the government and apply for this grant. So we because when they get up in the morning, it's as good as they go all day.
Mommy moves.
How would you like to see?
Thank you. Yeah, buddy?
Okay.
Right. All right. Well, you hang on a few seconds. Yeah, you can have them too. Straight up.
Oh no, $3. Peas and pork.
When you see them cooked, it's ballast in the shed.
You want him to bring it over, Len?
Let this be a reminder to you all that this organization will not tolerate failure.
Oops! I did it again, baby.
Yeah!
What led you through the hopelessly tangled underbrush of private security organizations to our door, Stellar word of mouth? Our fine client roster? Those flyers we put up in that public urinal?